Hello and welcome to the channel. Today we are down here with the guys from Blue Lagoon Marine to have a look at this 2001 Windy Tornado 31. So first off, I want to apologise if you can hear the digger in the background, and also it is an incredibly chilly day. It's -5 down here this morning. I think it's currently about -3 at the moment, so she's a bit iced up, shall we say. But nevertheless, it is a truly spectacularly beautiful day down here. And Windy do build a beautifully spectacular boat, so let's crack on. I'm not going to go on the foredeck because it's covered in ice, but you can see very standard stainless steel Windy anchor. You can obviously see the cleats. That whole section there lifts up as an anchor locker in there. And you can also see on the foredeck here the 2 foot switches for the Lumar electric winch. Forehatch obviously gains you access into the fore cabin and out of the fore cabin, and obviously also offers light inside there. Single wiper for this lovely, incredibly beautiful stainless steel wraparound windscreen we've got here, and also inside you can see there's a brilliant grab handle that follows the whole way around. That matches up with the stainless steel radar arch you can see here. Then there's a Raymarine closed radar, a spotlight, 2 forward floodlights, and a selection of additional aerials there as well. And there is, for the sake of it, a walkway right the way around the side of the boat, so you can use the grab handle and get yourself around to the front of the boat if you wish to go on the foredeck. So we'll start at the back. Again, typical Windy, beautiful teak cappings all the way around. There's a pretty practical bathing platform down here with some additional storage for the fenders. You can get 3 or 4 fenders across there. We've also have the snap davits across the back for dinghy storage, and underneath this lifting up section here is the swim platform ladder. So I'm just going to hop on board gingerly, he says, in the ice and snow, and jump on board here. Starting on board, there is an access gate, so you can shut everybody in the back. Quite nice actually that there's a fair lead here through the hull, look, and an inboard cleat. And then down here we've got access to incoming shore power and a few of the switches for the mains and the 12 volt. And interestingly, up here, look, it's a battery conditioning monitor panel, so you can see what's going on with the batteries. Little step over that side to get yourself up onto the side deck, and then there's another matching one over this side, and this whole section underneath here is the engine bay. Again, grab handles everywhere, very practical boat manufacturers, Windy. If I take a turn around here, you can then see that this whole aft deck section here is left completely free for you to fill as you please, really. You could fill it up with dinghies, water toys, sun loungers, just put a few towels and sunbathe there and the weather's a bit nice, or just generally use it as you wish. But it's a great space. Little step up here, as you can see, takes you into the cockpit area. Nice L-shaped seating on the port side. The little wet bar here with a standard little fridge below that on the starboard side. A couple of helm seats, or helm and navigator seat, which pivot round so you can have them facing how you like, as you would expect with the usual pop-up bolsters. And then there's a footrest down there. Speakers around. Under here we have the navigator, so that's a standard Raymarine C180, which I'm guessing has the radar overlaid on it as well. Nice to see a proper chart table, another practical grab handle, and here you get a really good understanding of that phenomenal grab rail that runs the whole way around the whole of that screen. So no matter where you are on the boat, there's somewhere to grab hold of. Underneath all of these seats there's additional storage, so if you lift those up you can see down there little storage bins, and the table is high-low, so that lifts up and down. And this is actually, let's take this cover off because this is a beautiful table, beautifully finished with a lovely inlay from Windy, and I'm guessing that then folds out like so and gives you that beautiful teak table. And then you can turn the helm seat round, pivot the helm seat round, and then you've got the ability to dine around that table. Just fold that back, put the cover back on in a moment. And a great helm station. Typical Windy, central of the boat, so you've got the best visibility forward and aft. And it's a pretty standard setup really. Nice wooden Windy steering wheel. Ignition switches down the bottom there. The usual Carling switches that you'd expect. Twin throttle and engine levers. Trim tabs down here. And then a normal selection of split engine gauges on the port side and on the starboard side. And the benefit, as we always love to see, of a bow thruster. This one doesn't have the joystick toggles, it's just got the independent switches. And that is your view forward. And a great thing about Windy's is their hull technology is incredible. We'll look at the engines on the way out, but this is a pretty quick boat. So, usual perspex door slides across to give you access down below. It's quite snug because it's quite a low slung boat. This is very much designed for looking at, and they haven't maximised the space by having really high superstructure, but it does give you very usable, very practical 2 cabin layout galley and heads. Again, beautiful wood and holly and teak flooring down below. First thing you notice as you come in is the galley on the port side. There's a sink down here, there's storage under here. There's more storage down below under the sink. I'll just jump in here. Storage underneath the back there. Cupboards all the way across here. And then under here is a ceramic hob. Not sure what's under here actually. Oh, there you go, just a bit more storage. And second fridge in here. And then, as you would expect for a Windy or Scandinavian boat, that really practical, hard-wearing blue style canvasy suede fabric. The table, as you can see, is on a high-low. That drops down and gives you this as a full insert berth. There is that 4 cabin window we looked at, or hatch we looked at earlier. And again, for additional ventilation, you have got the opening port lights with fly screens on both sides. Over here on the starboard side, we have the heads, really practically bright lights underneath here. Good old fashioned, standard, very practical jab scope pump action loo. It's got a holding tank there so you can see the pumps, the switches and the blowers there for the holding tank. Storage around the back here, pretty standard stuff. And then a moulded GRP sink, sorry, and a mirror in there. But again, the woodwork, nice woodwork all the way through, lovely solid wood doors. And then there's another quite nifty little cabin around the back here. And when you can see that, that's full of infill cushions, but there's a berth down that side, there's a berth down that side, there's a gap in the middle to stand in and get yourself into the bed. But it's surprisingly decent size. Obviously no headroom, but you can sit up in bed quite comfortably. So that is the inside of a Windy Tornado 31. Just gonna hop the camera down, move the cover over the back here, and we'll have a quick look at the engines. Here we go, so here's the cover open. And again, just to reiterate the practical side of Windy, so this is the canopy cover stored in here. So rather than having it folding out, looking all messy and having covers all over the boat, it stores neatly in the engine bay. So engine bay, here we go. A couple of Mercury 350 mag V8 petrol engines, sporting some rather lovely looking stainless risers there. A pretty standard engine bay, really. Got a battery over there. I think all of these batteries are pretty new here. Fuel separator down there, fire extinguishers. And then those holes you can see going through the hull, they're the echo sounders and the speed and log. Another battery bank over there, beautifully set out little toolkits over there. And obviously this chap here is a hydraulic razor that lifts it up and down. Now these are going to give you a really good turn of speed. You're going to get a top speed circa 40 knots, possibly a little bit under, a little bit over, depending on how clean your hull is. But you are going to get an incredibly easy cruise at 30 knots. And obviously if you want to cruise at 20 knots, burn a bit less fuel, you can do, but 30 knots is going to give you really good fuel consumption and a decent steady speed. Marry that into the phenomenally renowned Windy hull, and you have got yourself one very capable long distance mile muncher. So there you go. So that's the engine bay. I'll drop the cover down in a moment. As I say, thank you very much for watching. Do please like and subscribe, and hope you've enjoyed that tour of the Windy. If you want to learn more about it, give the guys at Blue Lagoon Marine a call down in Poole, and I'm sure they'll be happy to assist you. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time round.